Hello. Today we're going to be checking in on McDonald's. About 3 months ago, an article was released where McDonald's states that their business model couldn't support a starting wage of $20 an hour. You know what's funny? McDonald's employees in Denmark are making $20 an hour, and yet the company isn't suffering. The company's net income was $7.5 billion in 2021. Furthermore, because you all know I like to do the math, McDonald's employs 150,000 people, and if each of them were paid higher at $40 an hour and worked full-time, those 150,000 employees would each earn $1,600 every week before taxes, or about $83,200 every year. CEO Chris Kempczynski, if I'm pronouncing that right, makes more than $10.8 million each year, so he would still make about 130 times as much as a full-time McDonald's worker making $40 an hour. Sounds to me like the only thing McDonald's business model can't sustain is their overpaying of high-ranking officials. It's been close to 7 months now since I talked about the working conditions that McDonald's employees are facing. There's fresh meat on the table. The only problem is, it's raw. So my manager tried to get my coworker to serve raw meat because it was taking too long on the grill to cook. She told him to hurry up. He tried explaining that he couldn't hurry the meat cooking or serve them raw meat, and she refused to listen. Does anyone think a manager doing this is qualification for them getting demoted, especially if they've been working there for 2+ years like she has? To answer your question, maybe. If serving raw meat is something that this manager had been doing before, or at the very least thinks is okay, I have no idea how this person even became manager, unless she was hired off the streets with no prior management experience or food service experience for that matter, which sadly wouldn't be out of the ordinary. That said, it isn't unheard of for a supervisor or manager to order an employee to cut corners in a way that violates company policy, as well as health and safety regulations, and then throw them under the bus and get them fired. That could be the manager's intentions, as it certainly seems like she has it in for your coworker. Always be on the lookout for that kind of thing. Don't let your supervisor force you to violate company policy. Make sure that word of this gets to the health department, and also make it a point to start looking for a new job, because if you refuse to follow orders that violate company policy or health and safety regulations, your supervisor's next step will then be to try to get you fired for insubordination. But then the roof catches on fire thanks to a faulty heater. A few weeks ago, the roof of our store caught fire because nobody bothered fixing the heater that they knew was broken. They also said it wouldn't be until January until they fix it. This is just as bad as during the summer when the AC didn't work. What it is during the summer, companies will turn off the AC to cut costs. There's always a stink being rose about this, but nothing ever gets done because the company can slip OSHA a few million to sweep it under the rug, and the workers usually just put up with it because they need the job and don't want to get fired for walking out or trying to unionize. It's interesting to see McDonald's is with companies like Best Buy, Lowe's, GameStop, and others among the list of companies that shut the ACs off for the summer. It's nice to know that my McDonald's hamburger is extra juicy in the summer because it's laden with sweat from a kitchen worker. What separates McDonald's from everywhere else, though, as far as we know, is McDonald's takes about as much care of their heaters as they do their ACs. People could have died from this, just as they would and do die from heat stroke without AC in the summer. McDonald's purposely ignored this issue in the name of profits and purposely put workers' lives in jeopardy. Please, somebody hold them accountable. The last story we're going to be looking at is titled "Focus on Labor Ruins Working at McDonald's for Me." It reads, "This is the #1 source of stress for me at this job. Just recently I got promoted to floor supervisor and have been running the floor for training. However, I have always noticed this and been bothered by it. They are so concerned about labor that if you are not busy within that hour, they will make cuts to the staff. Makes sense at the time until eventually that random rush into lobby and drive-thru happens. This devolves into 2 people doing service, 2 on grill and 1 on back hash, and by the end of my shift with no break, I'm just absolutely cooked. This seems very common at my store, and I understand why they do it. McDonald's maintains profitability because it is so low cost. 16% increase year to year with $2 billion in quarterly net income though. Is this the standard with your stores? It seems like most of the time you don't have the staff necessary to meet times. Seems like most people don't realize that many McDonald's have this issue. Maybe I'll disagree, let me know. I think this is the standard with fast food in general. Last autumn, I worked for a chain known as Brahms, which is pretty much exclusive to the southern Midwest where I live. Brahms would schedule everybody on the slowest days of the week and schedule no one during the busiest days of the week. It's very high stress. It seems McDonald's isn't any better with the whole having only 1 cook and a couple of cashiers, plus a supervisor on duty during the busiest time of the week. And here my folks were telling me McDonald's doesn't have that issue. Yeah, no thanks. After Brahms, I wrote off fast food for life. Food service workers deserve no less than $20 an hour. It is a harder, more stressful job than most people think. If you're sitting there telling me that fast food is simple, easy work, then you haven't worked in fast food. Or maybe you did and worked for a place that just didn't get much business, where the people in charge actually knew how to run a business, had leadership skills, and weren't just trying to make a line go up. Or you're one of those Sigma grind set fools. As fast food stands though, there is no reason that anyone in that line of work should be making less than $20 an hour. If McDonald's doesn't want to pay that, maybe they should automate. As for McDonald's workers, get out of there. It's not even worth working as a part-time job going through college. Even retail is better than fast food, even though they probably aren't paying near as much. My advice is go to trade school, learn a skill, and pursue a career. College, you're probably not going to learn anything, and you'll be stuck paying your loans back for the rest of your days. With a trade, you can go anywhere, or so I've been told. But HVAC is always in high demand, whether it's winter and people need heating, or summer and people need AC. Hell, maybe you can learn HVAC, go into a McDonald's, and install a working AC unit, or a heater that won't almost burn the place down, out of the goodness of your own heart. But trade work does typically yield a higher pay than any job you can get with just a high school diploma. College, I guess there's always the possibility of having a career as a teacher, but even they don't get paid shit from what I hear. Anyway, I'm gonna sign off. If you enjoyed this video, please be sure to click thumbs up, share the video with your coworkers, leave any horror stories you have of working at McDonald's or elsewhere in the comments below, and be sure to subscribe for more content like this, as there will be more, and click the bell to get notified when I upload. Thank you for watching, and I'll be back soon with another video. Bye guys.